Hi, welcome to Robin's Roost. I know that I usually start with a welcome where I have my camera facing me, but today I have been painting down in my rec room. So I've been painting the ceiling and I do not look very presentable. I apologize if I have paint on my hands, but I have a few quiet moments while I'm waiting for the paint to dry before I go and put another coat on. And I thought I would share with you some cards that I made using the Penguin Play stamp set and the Penguin Builder Punch. So the Penguin stamps are, little guys are black and white, right? And sometimes when you stamp a really solid stamp like these are, it doesn't get like really dark. And I like that. I like my penguins to be really black, right? So I did a card, let's see if I can find it, that I shared on my blog. And here he is. I mean, he looks okay. It's not a bad penguin, but he's not like, super black. So I took out my Stamparatus here for the card that I'm going to show you today. And it's not, I guess I would call it a medium card. It's not a simple card, but it's not like an over-the-top one either. So I've got a white card base, and this is, half a sheet of cardstock scored at 4 1/4. So it ends up, it's, I'm drawing a blank. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Whew, was drawing a blank. And then I started with 2 pieces of the regular basic white cardstock that are 3 inches by 4 1/4. And one of them I cut a piece off, and this is just kind of a random eyeballing it, but if you wanted to, you could take the hill, because this is going to be my snow hill, right? You could take the snow hill and stamp that and then cut along it if you wanted to have it a certain way. And this one is actually the leftover. I got 2 of them out of this. Boy, you can tell I've been sniffing paint too much today. So I also have a piece of real red that is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And I actually cut one 3 times before I could get it right the other day. So, whew. Anyhow, let's start with making these super black shiny penguins, right? Because we want them to be nice black penguins. So I have my penguin mounted on my plate, and I'm just gonna check. Oops, let's put our snow hill on here first, because I had a different snow hill on the last one I made, right? So I am going to, and you see how I'm doing this? I'm setting him right where I want him to be on the card, and he's clean. Make sure you don't do that with a stamp that's dirty, right? So then I'm going to take my little snow hill out, and I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to stamp him. And you can see he's not super black, right? So by using the Stamparatus, I can keep adding on black ink to him until he reaches the look that I like. And now that's perfectly fine for me. I'm happy, right? So then we're going to do the same thing with his beak, if I can find it. Okay, I had 2 of them on one. So I'm going to have to move his beak too, because I had this set up for my last card, which was a little bit different. This is a kind of a hard one to get lined up because it likes to stick to your fingers. But once you get this in place, you can go ahead and, like do a dozen Christmas cards, right? Now, I like to use the Mango Melody for the beaks and the feet. Pumpkin Pie works good too. Or Daffodil Delight. Any yellow. So you can see it's a little light. We do it again. It's getting darker, and you can just keep doing that. Remember to put your magnet on there to hold it down. Okay, and then let me just think here. we're done with this guy. No, we want to put the trees on, which are on the back side of this. Okay, so for the trees, I'm going to use Garden Green. And I want them to be nice and dark too, right? And they're a real solid image. The whole stamp gets inked up. It's not just an outline. Okay, now I want another tree down here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lines on my grid paper, and I'm going to go up a little bit, staying on my lines, reset this, just take a peek. Maybe I want it over just a little bit more, like that. And I'm using my grid paper to line it up, get the magnet back on so it stays put. It's just a little bit lower, and it might be behind my heel, but that's okay. And now let me see if I have, oh, I took the hat off. Okay, so I couldn't remember if I had the hat on one. So I'm going to give him a hat, and I'm going to stick with the green color. Let me pull in another plate, and I actually bought extra plates, so I have 4 plates. It comes with, the Stamparatus comes with 2 plates, but I bought 2 extras. Oops. And maybe I need to put my magnet down. Okay, let's see if he's still where it belongs. Looks pretty good. So I like the extra plates when I'm doing a stamp like this one, where it has so many different little pieces. You can put the stamps on 2 sides, like I did with the tree and the beak. These are actually on 2 different sides of the plate, so I can flip it around. Let's give him one more. Okay, so now we have the hat and the trees. Now I think I'm done with him. I'm going to set him aside, and somewhere here I had just a scrap of white. Nope, that's my, oh, maybe this is it. Okay. Now I'm going to pull in my other penguin. And you can see this might be a little bit over the top for doing a single card, but it's just awesome for doing a stack of Christmas cards, right? So I'm just going to move him down there. Sometimes when you place the stamp right in the corner by the hinge, it's a little bit harder to stamp, but we'll see if this works. Otherwise, I would probably put him a little bit out further, but I'm going to try to be frugal with my paper. Every now and then I get frugal. Okay, he's going to be fine there. Okay, so see how nice and black that image is now? And now he needs his beak. And there's these 2 beaks are different in here. When you stamp with this set, you do need to watch so that you have the right beak on the right bird, right? This guy's beak is going towards you, and the other one, of course, is a sideways one. Okay, and now I'm just going to put the beak on the other side of this plate. Could have had it a little bit higher up, it looks like. I kind of like it when it's like right touching his black almost. But that's good. Every penguin is different, right? So now, where did I put the, okay, here we go. I'm just going to close that because I think I'm done with that. I want to put him on the wrong side. I should have put him over here. Always look at your punch first to make sure you have your image on the correct side. But that's okay. Remember, I was saving paper. That was not a good saver of paper. Okay, so now for his little feet, you could do them on the Stamparatus too, or you could just punch them out of some mango paper. Or if you wanted to, you can stamp him. There's a single foot, and then you can punch him out with the little foot here. But I'm going to go grab a piece of mango paper. So we're just going to sneak a couple little feet in here. And when I glue his feet on, I like to kind of like set them where I want them. I'm just going to share, my son made me these cool little glue holders with his 3D printer. Every now and then the kids do something really nice for you. So should we have one foot in front of the other? Or together? And then I just set him onto his feet. It's easier than trying to pick them little things up. So now if you want, you could give him another hat. Like the other one, you do have to fussy cut it if you decide to give him a hat. Or there is a cute little bow tie that he could be wearing, or some antlers. We could also give him a red Rudolph's nose. Just a couple of different things you can do playing around with this set. I'm just going to leave him kind of plain, I think, for this card. Now I'm going to pull in my silicone sheet, and this is the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. And you want to shake it before you use it. And you have to remember when you, if you put it on something that has ink, it could pick up the ink color and make your snow look dirty. And you want to just run a thin line. And it's hard to get a thin line. But snow isn't even either when it falls, right? And it blows. So we're just going to run a thin line on there. And then we're going to go to our heat gun and heat set it. And as it heat sets, it'll puff. There it goes. Now you do have to be careful when you're doing that you don't burn your paper or your snow. Sounds kind of funny, right? Burn your snow. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Yeah, I should have had my tree up a little. I wondered about that. And we'll put him here. And now, let's see. Here's our season's ingredients, and I think I'm going to stamp it right in there. Before I put this all together, we'll get our ingredient in there. Hopefully it's sort of straight. I didn't want to get my head right in the middle of the screen. I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. I'm going to put a few on here because the heating kind of curls the paper. Okay, and this is the same, was started out life the same size, so it should line up if I cut it right. And then let's pop this guy up too. And then we're going to layer this onto here. Oh, and I should have done, I guess red and green is good. On my other ones, I kind of kept it to red hat, red background, but this is good. Now, I would normally put my glue on there, but I think I'm going to put it on here and try to make sure I stay inside where I want it. just because I have all that puffiness going on there. Okay. Bring back in our card base. Let's do the same thing on here. So there are our nice black penguins playing in the snow. So hope you enjoyed this card, and if you'd like to pick up the supplies to make this card, or maybe purchase a Stamparatus and play with this tool yourself, hop on over to my store. The link is below. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by the Roost.